And just look over at somebody and say, God knows what you need.
God knows what you need.
Even before you ask it, the things that are in your heart, God knows it. And I heard the Lord say this, that there are more churches, there are more ministries that need to put a priority on prayer.
Yes.
And we can see things change if we put a priority back on prayer. Music is okay.
That's right.
Come on.
Worship is all good. But if we just get back to the main thing, which is the power of prayer. Me being a worship leader, understand what is needed in the ministry in reference to music. But it wasn't worship that saved me. It was the word, and it was prayer. And so many of you may not know me, so I'll just simply introduce myself. My name is Cassandra Elliott. I'm a New Yorker that lives in North Carolina. And one thing that I know about God is that there are times when we want to move into a season or a region, but God will move you where there is provision.
Yes.
And New Yorkers don't really think about coming to the South. But I am so glad about the leading of the Lord.
Amen.
You know what? Let me tell you what I'm happy about most. I'm happy about 12 noon prayer with the mothers that I used to go to.
Amen.
One thing about the mothers in the church, they were consistent.
Come on.
And you know, everybody's talking about not going back, but let me tell you something. You cannot remove the old landmarks. You can't be so contemporary that you remove the old landmarks. Because guess what? They had their time and their season, but they worked.
Yes.
I don't know about anybody else, but I saw deliverance around the altar. I know it was like when they told me, get on your knees and pray and call on the name of Jesus. And that's where I received the Holy Ghost.
That's right.
That's it.
And so I just hear God saying that it's not even about this moment, but this moment teaches us to put our priority back on prayer. So look at somebody and say, I'm not making prayer a priority again. Now that you're not doing it, but sometimes we need to be reminded that prayer is that's where our power is. And so I got a couple of scriptures, but I just want to kind of share with you my experience with prayer. I am a 13-year kidney transplant recipient. And I remember laying in Mount Sinai Hospital. I remember when the ambulance came to the house to get me off of the 3rd floor of my mom's brownstone. And I remember the moment when my life was fading, and all I could do was call on the name of Jesus. My mother was on the 3rd floor, on the 1st floor, and I was on the 3rd floor, and all I kept saying was, God, I don't want to die here. I don't want to die in this moment. And let me tell you something, young and old, you can be around the atmosphere of prayer, but until you encounter it and put it in your life, prayer is something that you know about. Prayer is something that you live, and it's something that you experience. And my mother had just left me. And some of y'all know the home remedies. You know, my blood pressure was at 200 over something. I was literally in stroke mode.
Wow.
And I was sitting up. I had to sit up in a chair in order to breathe because the fluid had so filled my lungs. They were telling me that my kidneys were failing and that I was on my way out of here. But my mother stood with me, and so she gave me some raw garlic. Y'all know about that.
Come on.
And then she chased it with some grapes. Y'all know about that. But the moments that she walked away, literally, I felt my life leaving me, and the lights were going dim, and all I could do was call on the name of Jesus. And in that moment, the phone rang. And it was a neighbor down the street, and all I could do was say, call 911. I'm dying. And then call my mom. The reason that I'm saying this is because I want to talk about the encounter with prayer. And I want to talk about angels that have been released on your behalf.
Preach it.
And so, First Lady, they take me to the hospital, and my mom is with me. And then they take me into a room. They say, if we don't do immediate dialysis on you, you're not going to make it. So by this time, my blood is low. My kidney function is about 10%. And they take me into this room. There are some encounters with God that you will never ever forget, that will literally stamp you forever.
Come on.
And I hear the Lord saying that this is the day, these 8 hours, these 12 hours in prayer, they are going to stamp you. They are literally going to mark you from now until the end of the year. That you will remember, I laid on my face on that day. God heard me. God answered me because I just showed up. Tell somebody, sometimes you just got to show up.
Show up. Say that. Amen.
Why
not?
They took me into this room. And they had to do immediate dialysis on me. And so if you don't understand that, it's a bunch of needles that they put in particular places just to get to your main arteries to be able to clean the blood, to take the blood out, put the blood back in. But just to clean, it's a cycle of cleansing.
Wow.
Let me tell you this, Bishop. God will hear you when you're not even speaking. Your heart can pray when your mouth is not moving. And as I'm laying there in this dark room, you would think that they take you to a room with some light. The room was dark. I said, God. And so my husband's outside, my mother. But listen, there are some places that people can't go with you when you're about to have an encounter with God.
Amen. Say that.
I'm going to say it again. There are some things, some places that you will go that other people can't be with you when you're having an encounter with God. It bears repeating one more time. If you want to have an encounter with God, sometimes you got to go by yourself. You can't take your good girlfriend and your good boyfriend. You can't take your BFF.
You better say that.
Some encounters you have to have when nobody's present. Because what you don't need is distractions. And guess what? Sometimes when you're in those moments, their level of faith ain't where yours is.
Exactly.
Yes.
And their level of faith can pull you back into a place of familiarity and being ordinary. I don't know about everybody else, but I need supernatural faith.
Amen.
As I'm laying there, they're working on me. And I'm praying. I can't move my lips because I don't really understand what's happening. I said, God, I've been in church all my life. I've done all this for you, God. Why is this happening to me?
Come on.
But not knowing that God had a greater good
Yes.
for this season of affliction. And I'm laying there, y'all, and I'm telling you, to this day, I wish I could go back to the moment to find out what really happened, Bishop. I'm laying there and my mouth is not moving, but I'm praying in my heart. I'm saying, God, I'm so afraid right now. God, I'm afraid. I'm so scared. They start talking over me. The nurse and the doctor start talking over me. I ain't never seen them before. I don't know them. They start talking over me. And they start talking about church.
Come on here.
Bishop, they start talking about a church in Queens on like Jamaica Avenue.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm in North Carolina. I'm from New York, and there's people over me talking about a church in Queens. So I'm aware, but remember, they have to numb me because they're about to give me dialysis. So they got to numb me. So I'm aware, but I'm not really there. I'm in the moment.
That's right.
And as I'm saying, I'm afraid. Why does the nurse say, God says, don't be afraid? What nurse
Come on here.
says to you in response to the very thought you had to God in that moment?
Very few. That's right. Very few. Jesus.
They both say, do not be afraid because God is with you.
Wow.
All right now.
Jesus.
God.
Thank you, God.
And they take me through 8 hours of dialysis. Immediate emergency dialysis. And so as they go, they take the needles out and I'm laying there waiting for the doctors to come and whatever they're going to do to me. My mother and the mother, one of the mothers at the church was a nurse at this hospital. Then I said, who were those doctors? Who was the doctor and the nurse? They said, what are you talking about?
Wow.
I said, wait a minute. I've just been in a room for 8 hours with a girl that seemed to be a nurse and a man that was the doctor working on me. Where are they? They said, Cassandra, you must be out of your mind. We don't know them. They don't work here. I said, excuse me? What you mean they don't work here?
Jesus.
They were just talking to me and telling me. They went to find the roster of the doctors, the roster of the nurses, and they could not be found. I believe to this day, and I will stand on it for the rest of my life, that God sent me angels.
You in the word. Yes, he did.
You in the word.
Praise him.
God sent me just when I needed. In the moment when my life was on the line, God said, you can't die now. You can't die now. I've invested too much in you, and you can't die now until my will and my work is complete in you. I was so afraid in that moment, and I prayed, but my lips did not move. I don't care where you are and what you're doing. You can reach heaven at any time.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And I declare and decree over everyone in this room. I don't know what you're facing and what you're going through, but angels have been released to assist you in some hard places. I heard the Lord say the other day, some of us are on a tight rope in a tight place.
Jesus.
And that is the place where God shows up the most. It ain't always when you're in your season of harvest or in your season of expansion or when you're in a large place. But when you're in a tight place, that's when God shows up the most.
That's right.
To let you know, don't look to the left or the right, but look to the hill from which cometh your help. Your help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. God, you are my help.
Yes.
A present help in times of trouble. And from this day, for the rest of my life, I will always remember that God cared enough about me that he sent angels to watch over me, to cover me. Come on, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of the law. He's a delivering God. He's a protecting God. Woo!
Say that. Yes. Bless your name, God.
Amen.
Tell somebody you don't look like what you've been going through. The praise and the glory of God has been covering you. And the fact that you're in this room, these hours that you're going to spend in the presence of God, I hear the Lord keep saying, because you showed up, there will be reward. Somebody needs to make that person, because I showed up, there will be reward for me. That's not why I came. That's not why I came. I don't come for the reward. I come because there was a call. There was a clarion call to be in this room. And many ministries are missing it. Y'all, they can praise and dance all day, but if they can't pray, where's the power? More prayer, more power. Little prayer, more no power. There's no power when there's no prayer.
That's the word. Come on.
Yes, Lord.
And when you are alone, this is when I feel that we get God's attention the most. When we really pull away into a solemn place. I love about that. Jesus went into a solitary place. He didn't always be around the disciples. Sometimes when he needed to get instruction and get clarity, he pulled away. I want y'all to know that there are times when you must pull away.
Yes. That's right.
You know what? Popularity is overrated.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
You can be the rainbow today and then the bottom tomorrow. Don't you put your confidence in flesh. Don't you let nobody lift you up so much that the applause of men is the thing that gets you out of the bed. The faithfulness and the grace of God is the thing that wakes me up every day.
Talk about your God preaching.
You can be the hottest thing on the markets yesterday, and tomorrow they'll find somebody else to replace you. And guess what? Keep on moving like, oh, well, she was yesterday's news. And God, you every day's news. He's always mindful of me. He's always thinking about me. He's always loving on me. His mercy.
Wow. Talk about your God.
The love. He said, the banner over us is love. And the love of God is steadfast. I love his love because his love is consistent. His love is kind. His love is gentle. His love is, but he does chasten those he loves.
My God.
I don't ever want to be on God's bad side.
No.
So therefore we need to walk in obedience. And so I went through that, and then I had to decide a day. You know what's amazing, Bishop? I got to talk about this faith thing for a moment. When someone called, now Bishop, now I don't know about y'all. I'm from New York, so we spent a lot of time in church.
Amen.
I did my homework on my knees on Tuesday nights. I still got up and went to school in the morning. I can't hear nobody. I mean, people make jokes that I was born underneath the organ bench. Okay, I'm just saying that it just is what it is. But we didn't know anything else. We didn't have anything else, and it's what kept us out of trouble.
That's right.
We didn't miss Tuesday night on our knees. We didn't come in talking. We didn't come in playing games. The children were on their knees as well.
That's the truth.
Yes, Lord.
I had to go back. I just had a flashback for for just 1 minute, because I'm telling you, that's my, y'all, don't forget your foundation.